So you brought some things for show and tell today.
Yeah, so we're gonna.
We like show and tell here.
We're gonna do what they tried to sell us back in the day. So we're gonna take a look at some old comic books, and just to see some of the ads in here and
they still make Stridex?
Yeah. So yeah, they assumed we all had acne. So there's Stridex.
I used to use these, but not Stridex. What the hell were the other ones called?
Oh, didn't you with an O?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Goxy something.
It's Oxy something. But yeah, that's what I had.
Yeah. I don't think we ever had I didn't have acne really. That wasn't really a problem for me.
I had terrible acne.
That was really, awful. Yeah, that wasn't really a problem for me, so we didn't use much of that. But yeah, some of the random stuff.
Is Leslie Nielsen still alive?
I don't think so.
Oh, all right. Well, Naked Gun 33 and third, the final insult.
So we got here, there's a TurboGrafx 16 ad.
I wanted one of those so goddamn bad.
I had it. This is from January '88, so yeah.
I wanted one so bad, but.
And then, here we go. Then right in behind it is WrestleMania for Nintendo and the WrestleMania VCR board game.
Yeah, we talked about the VCR board game before, and I don't know anyone who's ever played it.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know anyone who's ever played that either. But I had the WrestleMania game, which isn't great, but gets beat up on probably a little more than it should for the time. The time it came out. Every time I see people review it, though, they never know how to play it. So they're like, "Oh, it sucks." It's like, well, you gotta kind of have someone's how to play it, but
free music video of your choice. You can get rock video, country video. No, those are your only options: rock video or country video.
Here's one for Mega Man 2 and Strider from Capcom.
I've never played Strider, and I've tried to play a lot of the Mega Man games, and I am incredibly terrible at them.
I never had the Mega Man. We never had the Mega Man games growing up, and I don't even know the friends did either. Like that was a line that we just didn't, All
right, the free music videos. I am going to go through these country artists.
All right.
I've heard of one. Susie Bogus.
No idea.
Carlene Carter.
Nope.
Andy Childs. Diamond Rio.
Diamond Rio I've heard of.
Joey Diffie. McBride in the Ride. Mariah McKee. Here's the one I heard of. John Michael Montgomery.
Yeah.
Leroy Parnell. And the last one's my favorite. Pirates of the Mississippi.
So, what's the free music video? Like, what do you have to buy to get the free VHS tape or whatever that is?
I don't even know. 10 hot new music videos.
Or is that like a BMG or Columbia House thing, but just for?
Oh, you get monthly videos, 4 times a year.
Oh boy. How many kids are picking?
I have no obligation to buy anything ever and can cancel anytime I want.
Yeah, how many kids are? None of my friends were into country music back then. It's certainly not Diamond Rio.
50% instant welcome bonus. You can either get alternative rock, heavy metal, rap, or country. Alternative rock includes Spin Doctors, Concrete Blonde, plus 8 more.
All right.
Heavy metal, Butthole Surfers, which is not heavy metal at all,
No.
or some band called Mantisa.
I've never heard of Mantisa either.
And then, or you can get pop, Bobby Brown with Whitney Houston, and Vogue, Expose, Melissa Etheridge, The Bee Gees, Deborah Harry, George Michael, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Tears for Fears, or Jody Watley.
Huh.
Well, let me see. Tom Petty is not pop.
No.
I don't even consider Deborah Harry pop or Tears for Fears.
How? Here's an ad for Quick Shot Joysticks by Bondwell, one of the 70,000 NES accessories where they
didn't work.
New controllers, whatever. Here, try this new controller. Like,
but guess what we got here? X-Men, the juiciest offer in history.
X-Men High C. Nice.
I need a High C box for Apocalypse and Sauron, please.
Here's the Dungeon board game, which I'm guessing is a ripoff of Dungeons and Dragons.
I have had that in the shop before, and I cannot tell you anything about it, other than I had it.
A romp'em stomp'em roaring good time of monster bashing, dungeon crawling, and treasure collecting. Dungeon board game,
And
1989.
I can tell you in this comic, Fleer paid a lot of money to advertise in here. Like, literally, there's more Fleer advertisements than anything. This place is still freaking open.
Mile High Comics?
Yeah.
I remember those ads because they were in every comic that you had back then, and they would show
Still
pictures of the
open.
store. I think here's one for Bionic Commando, which I never had Bionic Commando.
I never did either, but I played it a couple years ago. And it's not good. Literally at all.
Oh, here we go. Talking about, I know you've talked about food on the podcast before from stuff. So Ninja Turtle cereal ad.
Is that like Chex with turtle marshmallows?
I think it is. Crunchy, sweet. They call them Ninja Nets.
Oh my god! Because those are the ones that used to come with
It is,
cereal
yeah.
bowls. The cereal bowls would be in with them.
Ah, gotcha.
Mine had not very good advertisements.
Well, here's another one. We'll
Operation Wolf stunk.
Oh, we got another. I haven't even showed it yet.
I
Operation
hated that
Wolf.
game.
Yeah.
Hated it. Because when you got it for Nintendo, you thought it was going to be like the arcade.
Oh, yeah, I
And
do remember that being
The
different.
arcade
yeah.
was so much more fun. Because I think the arcade, you had like an Uzi. And I hated it. Because I'm like, this isn't like the arcade game. Because I used to play the arcade game at the Cortland Roller Rink.
Here's another one that this game was impossible. I had this game, actually. Remember Sky Shark?
I never played it.
So it was basically just a... you were in a plane going over stuff and tanks and everything was trying to blow you up, whatever. It was impossible. It was impossible. There was so much crap coming at you all the time. Like, I think I might have got past the first level once. Like, and then you get this... Like, there was so much shit coming at you. You just died. And it was like, I think you only had 3 lives. You hit once, you blew up. It was like there was no... Yeah, it was so...
We're going to have to get more comics.
So
Do this every episode.
Yeah,
Because I like this.
I've got a zillion more. So yeah, I just grabbed it.
X-Men Alert, the adventure game. I don't think we've ever had this come in. This is also look for X-Men Deck the Mutants. So,
Yeah, I never... I didn't realize that game existed.
yeah, we had an X-Men game coming to the shop before, but I don't think it was that one. In fact, I know it wasn't that one. Man, Upper Deck. It's a battle between Upper Deck cards and whoever the else was in it.
Fleer was that
Fleer,
one? Yeah.
that was the other one.
Oh, Upper Deck, I remember that being everywhere.
I
when
don't
that
even
came
remember
out.
these ones called Fun Packs.
That was probably... I was probably done collecting baseball cards by then.
It had to have been 90s, right? Yeah, 90s. Because they made them all the purples, the pinks, the yellows.
Yeah, I think I was done collecting baseball cards probably early 90s, 93, 94 was probably the last gasp.
Skybox. Coming in July. Milestone. The Dakota Universe. Trading cards from Skybox. Get ready to experience a milestone. Never in my life have I ever heard of this.
No, are those comic book characters with Skybox cards? Is that what that is?
Yeah, Hardware, Icon, and Rocket. Yeah,
I remember
it was
Skybox-
Milestone. That was the name of the comic.
I remember Skybox basketball cards being like a hot thing when it first came out.
Yeah.
But I don't remember
I don't
any other stuff that they did besides the basketball cards.
Oh, here's a good one. Gear Up. So this is for Game Gear. Something I wanted so bad as a kid, and of course I don't get it because I get told you have a Game Boy.
Yeah.
Well, Game Gear has color. God damn it.
Yeah, I didn't get Game Gear either.
WrestleMania Steel Cage Challenge, which I've never played.
That's the word. That was the worst
Spider-Man
game
Return
ever.
of the Sinister Six, which I've never played. And then Terminator 2, once again, a rated R movie that they turned into a video game.
Steel Cage Challenge I had for Nintendo and was the worst wrestling game. One of the worst games, like unplayable game, like just god awful. It was slow, it was clunky, yeah, I remember getting that, being so excited, and all the rest. I mean, just about all the wrestling games. Any of the sort of licensed ones were terrible. It wasn't like tag team wrestling or pro wrestling. It was pretty terrible for the NES.
The Terminator game looks like a normal side scroller. Mm-hmm. I never played Return of the Sinister Six, but it looks like it could be fun. It looks like a very dumbed down version of X-Men.
Yeah.
Stridex.
Yeah, they just assumed everybody had acne back then.
Yeah, when you take out a whole ad and make it Zit Fighters from outer space.
Well, you got to make it, well, the other one was just
just literally the back.
The other one was just the pads themselves. Like, oh, here you go to the drugstore and get yourself some Stridex. At least that one's got a theme to it.
What you're reading, Dex? X-Men custom comic major. Where'd you get it? From the makers of Stridex. Wow.
Yeah, as everybody wants to, buy a Zit Fighters comic.
What a great tagline. Stridex, because you only get one face. Someone's going to go watch this and go start buying Stridex stuff now.
They still sell Stridex?
I don't even think so. I don't even think they sell the other ones that start with an O.
Like, can you buy Stridex merch like years after the fact? They have like shirts and stuff or whatever.
I'm going to get a bunch of messages now saying, I'm looking up Stridex now because of you. I've never heard of this game. Hit the Streets Fighting. Konami presents Raging Fighter.
Oh boy, just a random generic beat 'em up probably
They're like,
for
hey,
Game Boy.
we're going to make the guy look like Steven Seagal.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, I'm sure that was terrible. A lot of the Game Boy games when they would port them were awful because they had to shrink them down or they had to fit the technology. It was like, oh yeah, I remember some of those Game Boy games just being like, oh my god, this is borderline unplayable.
It looks like a poor man's Mortal Kombat. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, there was a bunch of those. I think didn't they have Mortal Kombat for Game Boy? Yeah, I remember the further you went down the system, the worse it got.
I think I had it for Game Boy.
Well, they had it for Tiger Electronics too.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure that was realistic.
The Megaverse of Rifts, available at hobby stores and comic shops everywhere. There was this thing called Rifts that looked like a ripoff of. I'm guessing it was. It's a role-playing game. So basically, Rifts was a role-playing game that was a terrible ripoff, I guess, of Terminator. Then they had Robotech, and then Heroes Unlimited. But that's why I say it looked like a terrible ripoff of Terminator.
And look at that ad. Even like yeah, I'm not. That just looks rough. Who designed the ad? There's not even like
nothing. It's just a bunch of.
It's like here's some
black-faced robots.
Here's some robots in redefined print.
We're in the back, so we should be getting hopefully get some more sweet Stridex ads.
It'll be something else that somebody paid primo spot for inside cover, or it might just be an ad for.
It's an ad for more comics.
Yeah.
And then there's what comic place is this? Oh, it doesn't say. Marvel Superheroes board game, which I did not know existed. Made by Pressman.
Huh.
And
well, that one's got to walk in your door at some point, doesn't it?
you think, well, look, there's that ad. And like, oh, we got to pay to advertise it again.
Yeah, just double it up.
That's